I'm Joe Wallace for Gearwire.com. We're at Summer NAMM 2007 in Austin, Texas, and I'm here at the Warwick booth with Dale Titus. And you are holding a Warwick base that is a what they call a neck-through model.
Absolutely. This is the thumb neck-through body. So if you look at the back, you can see it's one entire piece of wood, going from the top of the headstock all the way to the butt. And what this gives you is, first of all, a lot of sustain. There's no interruption between the vibration of the string going across the nut and going across the saddle. It's one continuous vibratory loop. So you get a better sustain. A lot of times you're going to get warmer lows and maybe a little bit snappier highs. Whereas a bolt-on bass, naturally by its construction, has pronounced mids. So if that's what you're looking for when you're shopping for a bass, you maybe want to look at more of a bolt-on construction. All Warwick basses also have two steel rods on each side of the truss rod from the body joint all the way to the 24th fret. That makes this part of the neck completely immobile. So your truss rod's adjusting here. So you still have the adjustability and flexibility to set up the bass you want, but you have this really rigid starting point, so you don't have to worry about neck twists and things like that. But yeah, neck-through construction is my preference because I play a lot of harmonics. It seems like when I want my harmonics to really pop off, I go right for a neck-through bass.
Now, a lot of people who are new to buying basses, maybe they bought a starter bass and they're looking to expand a little bit, but they're not really sure why the solid piece of wood is important. And it's like, isn't a newbie question might be, well, isn't the sound really determined by the pickups? But what's your answer to that as far as construction goes?
You know, it's really a tricky question to answer because they're right. I mean, really, the sound is a sum of all the parts put together. Each part, though, has its own unique fingerprint. And that's what I was saying before about if you know you basically want enhanced mids, I would normally tell a guy, yeah, you probably want a bolt-on. Neck-throughs also just have a tendency, I think, I've toured for years and years and years, and my neck-throughs always just seem to survive the going from South America up to Canada very well for me, although it's not hard to adjust a bolt-on. But yeah, I would say really, when you're looking at the totality of tone, everything plays a part. You know, whether it's the pickups, what kind of strings you use, really, and I think still one of the biggest factors, and I know this is frustrating when you're shopping for a bass, is your hands, how you play. I play with a very aggressive attack, whereas maybe another player has a real soft attack. That also dictates how I set up my action. So all these things are really going to combine. And the best thing you can tell, I can tell anyone shopping for a bass, is go out and play everything. You make the decision. Because when you're reading a review, sometimes a guy might say the word, oh, it's really bright. And you might hear it and go, well, that's harsh. You know, so it's just still different. So really, it's the personal experience. Plus, you got to hold the thing. You know, you got to touch it and hear it. And so I totally just think you're right that every part has a piece of the puzzle, but really hearing them in your own ears through your own system is really what you got to do. Get your hands on.
Now, you mentioned two pieces of metal on either side of the truss rod. Is that a unique construction to Warwick? Is that something that Warwick has innovated, or is that a feature on higher-end basses that really sets them apart?
Well, to my knowledge, I don't know everyone else's construction, but to my knowledge, we're the only ones who do it. And like I said, it's rigid. It's not adjustable in any way. When I first met Hans-Peter Wilfer, the founder of Warwick, he took a neck-through thumb just like this, put the headstock on a chair, put the butt of the bass on the other chair, and stood on the neck and addressed the company. And I was blown away because he's not a thin man. And so here's this man who's kind of portly standing on this, expensive neck-through bass, and it didn't bend. And then he got finished, handed the bass off, and a guy played it. It wasn't even out of tune. So really, as far as I know, Warwick kind of pioneered that truss or that reinforcing rod construction, and I benefited from it, really.
Well, thank you very much. I'm Joe Wallace at the Warwick booth at Summer NAMM 2007.